Hi, I'm attorney Joel Beck of the Beck Law Firm, LLC in Lawrenceville, Georgia. In this video series, we're going to discuss 10 mistakes that you want to avoid in your estate plan. The third mistake I want to address is this: making two people do the job of one person, or making one person do the job of two. Here's what I'm talking about. With respect to making two people do one person's job, sometimes a client or a prospect will say that they want to name two people to be their executor or two people to be their healthcare agent. Well, that may sound nice, and I think it's often done out of a spirit of wanting to include people, but it often brings problems when you have to look at how is this practically going to work. Ever had a job where you had two bosses and they couldn't agree and one said do this or one said do that? Well, then you can think of how this might be a problem. If you're going to name two people to do one job, how's that going to work? Do they have to agree? Are they going to have to be unanimous? Do they have to act jointly and sign everything together? Or can they act independently? And what happens if they don't agree? You can see that this situation brings about some problems. And so I typically recommend against that. But in instances where the client insists and we try to find a way to make that happen, we're going to have some very detailed instructions on how that's going to play out. Now, in another scenario, somebody might want to give one person two jobs. And where this likely comes into play is in the care of minor children and provisions made in the will, where somebody will say, well, if I die and I still have minor age children, I need to name a guardian for them, and then I need to name a trustee who's going to take care of the assets to raise those children, and I'll just have one person do it. So you're giving one person then the job of taking care of the children and raising them, as well as managing and taking care of the assets for the children. So you've really dumped a lot of work on their shoulders. And it could be okay, but here's one of the things that I always suggest. Try to see if you've got two people who can serve. That way you're going to distribute the work and make the workload on each individual easier. And importantly, you're going to build in some accountability into this scenario. Here's what I mean. Now you have two different people, the guardian and the trustee, looking out for the children's best interest. And if the other person isn't doing their job, they can call them out on it and they can try to fix that. And if necessary, go get the court to intervene. When you build in that accountability, you build in that those checks and balances, in my view, that may help provide for those children better. Now be sure to watch our other videos in this series for the other 10 mistakes that you want to avoid in your own estate plan. If you'd like additional information on estate planning in Georgia, I invite you to visit our website at thebeckfirm.com. Once there, click on the link at the top that says Free Info, and you'll be able to request various free guides and reports that we have available free of charge for you, no strings attached. And if you're ready to get started and get the help you need to get your estate plan in order, I invite you to give us a call. You can reach us at 678-344-5342. Thanks.